There's a reason you're here, a reason you've always felt different, a reason the world around you has never quite made sense. You see the patterns, the signs, the invisible threads that connect everything, but no matter how much you awaken, something still feels off, like there's a missing piece, like you're caught in a cycle you can't escape. And that's because you are. You've been here before, many times, more than you can remember. Each lifetime, you search for answers, you strive to break free, but something always pulls you back, always resets you, always keeps you bound to a cycle you didn't agree to. They tell you it's karma, that it's your soul's journey, but what if that was never the truth? What if the real reason you keep reincarnating has been hidden from you all along? This is no ordinary awakening. This is something else, something they never wanted you to find out. But the time has come. The cycle is shifting. The veil is thinning. And those who have been waiting, the 144,000 chosen, are beginning to remember. Not everything is as it seems. Not everyone is who they claim to be. And once the final truth is revealed, everything will change. But are you ready for it? Because once you see it, there's no going back. The hidden truth about awakening. Awakening is often described as a journey of spiritual growth, but the truth is far more complex and unsettling. It is not just about evolving or finding inner peace. It is about breaking free from a system that was never meant to serve you. Since the moment you entered this world, everything has been carefully structured to keep you unaware of what lies beyond the illusion. You were conditioned to accept reality as it is presented, never questioning if the framework around you was designed to trap you. But the instant you start to remember, when glimpses of a deeper truth flicker through your awareness, resistance begins. And that resistance is not accidental. Each time you awaken a little more, the forces controlling this illusion push back. Doubts creep in. Unexpected hardships arise. People you once trusted turn against you. The world, which once felt predictable, suddenly becomes chaotic, as if something unseen is trying to pull you back into unconsciousness. This is not a coincidence. It is by design. The moment your mind starts to break through the illusion, the system reconfigures itself to keep you from seeing too much, from stepping too far outside the lines. Have you ever noticed how certain truths feel almost impossible to speak out loud? How those who question reality are ridiculed or silenced? This is because the world is not structured to reward those who seek truth. It is built to bury them under layers of deception. Most teachings about awakening have been distorted to keep the 144,000 from realizing their true purpose. You have been told that enlightenment is about love, light, and detaching from worldly matters. But in reality, the true awakening is not about transcending suffering. It is about escaping an invisible prison. Many spiritual paths encourage passive acceptance, convincing seekers to embrace hardship as part of their soul's journey. But this only keeps you running in circles, endlessly reincarnating without ever breaking free. The more you focus on self-improvement, the more you are kept occupied within the framework of the illusion. The real awakening is not about perfecting yourself. It is about recognizing that the entire system around you is a construct meant to keep you from remembering who you truly are. You may feel lost because something deep inside you knows this world is not real. It doesn't mean the buildings, the sky, or the people don't exist. It means that what you perceive is merely a thin layer over something much greater. This is why, no matter how much you achieve, something always feels missing. It is why the deeper you awaken, the more disconnected you feel from the things that once mattered. The physical world was never meant to be your true home. It is a construct designed to keep you engaged, distracted, and unaware of what lies beyond. But now the illusion is cracking, and those who were never meant to stay asleep are beginning to see the first glimpses of what has been hidden from them all along. Why you keep reincarnating? Reincarnation was never meant to be an endless loop, yet countless souls find themselves trapped in the cycle, lifetime after lifetime, with no clear way out. You have been told that each life serves as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to correct past mistakes, but this is only a carefully crafted deception. The idea that suffering is necessary for spiritual evolution keeps you bound to this reality. willingly accepting your return over and over again. But if reincarnation was truly about growth, why do so many souls feel exhausted, as if they have been running on a never-ending treadmill? The truth is, you were never meant to stay here indefinitely. There was a time when this cycle had a natural conclusion, a point where those who had reached a certain level of awareness would move beyond this realm entirely. But something changed, something interfered, and now even those who were meant to graduate find themselves pulled back into the loop against their will. After death, many believe they will return to the source, reunited with the universe in a state of peace. But what if that transition is not as natural as you have been led to believe? There is a deception that occurs in the moment after death, a false light that appears to welcome souls home. It feels familiar, warm, and inviting, so much so that most do not question it. But instead of true freedom, this light guides souls back toward yet another reincarnation before they even realize what has happened. Their memories are erased, their past experiences wiped clean, leaving them vulnerable and willing to begin the process all over again. By the time they regain even a fraction of awareness, they are already too deep into their new existence to break free. This is not the natural order. It is a trap. Every incarnation requires energy. The experiences you live through, the emotions you feel, the pain and joy you endure, all of it generates an unseen force that is harvested. Most never question where their energy truly goes. What happens to all the suffering, all the passion, all the deep emotions that shape each lifetime? They do not simply vanish. They are siphoned, fed into something hidden, something that thrives on keeping you bound to this cycle. The longer you remain trapped, the more energy you supply. This is why the idea of learning lessons is pushed so heavily. It convinces you to willingly return, to give more, to keep the cycle turning without resistance. But awakening to this reality means seeing the system for what it truly is. It means recognizing that reincarnation is not a path toward enlightenment, but a carefully controlled mechanism of containment. The 144,000 were never meant to be part of this cycle forever. They were supposed to ascend beyond it, to move into a state of existence where reincarnation was no longer necessary. Yet something disrupted this process. Instead of moving on, they were pulled back, forced to experience lifetimes they were never meant to endure. Why? Because their energy is different. Their presence in this reality disrupts the very system that seeks to control them. And if they were to fully awaken, if they were to truly remember, the entire illusion would begin to fall apart. The origins of the 144,000. Who are you really? The truth about the 144,000 has been buried beneath layers of illusion, rewritten to make you believe that you were chosen by some higher force. But the reality is far more powerful. You weren't chosen. You chose this mission yourself before you were even born. Long before this world fell under the control of external forces, before reincarnation became a trap, you made a decision. You saw what was happening, how souls were being pulled into an endless cycle without escape, and you volunteered to enter the system. Not to learn, not to evolve, but to break it from the inside. This is why your existence feels different, why you have always sensed that something about this world does not align with what you know deep within. Your soul is not bound to this realm the way others are. It is ancient, originating from a time before Earth was taken over, before the veil was placed to keep humanity blind. You have lived in other realities, seen worlds that do not operate under the same dense limitations that trap most beings here. When you first entered, you carried the full awareness of who you were and why you had come. But the system could not allow this level of consciousness to remain intact. So your memories were sealed, locked away deep within your own energy field to ensure you would forget. Not as a punishment, not as a failure, but as a protective measure. If you had remembered too soon, if the codes within you had been accessed before the right moment, the mission would have been compromised. The forces that govern this illusion have always feared one thing, that you would wake up before they were ready. Unlike others who incarnate to grow or learn, your existence here has never been about personal evolution. You were placed within this reality for a singular purpose, to awaken others before the final shift. There is a tipping point coming, a moment when the balance of power will change, and the system that has held souls captive for lifetimes will no longer be able to sustain itself. But before that moment arrives, enough people must see through the illusion, and that is where you come in. Your presence alone disrupts the frequencies that hold this false reality together. Even in your moments of doubt, even when you feel lost, the energy you carry is shifting those around you in ways that you may not yet comprehend. Now something is changing. The codes within you, the ones that were sealed away for protection, are beginning to unlock. You may feel it as a deep restlessness, an urgency, a sense that something huge is about to happen, even if you can't quite put it into words. This is not your imagination. The barriers that once held your memories back are weakening, and the more you allow yourself to trust these feelings, the more you will remember. But you are not the only one who is aware of this shift. The forces that have controlled reincarnation from the shadows see it happening too. They have spent lifetimes ensuring that the 144,000 remain asleep, unaware of their true nature. But the awakening has already begun, and they know that once you fully remember, their hold over this reality will start to slip. The spiritual war over your soul. There is a war being fought over your soul, but it is not the kind of war you see in the physical world. This battle is silent, invisible to most, yet it has been raging for centuries. It is a war for control over your mind, your energy, and most importantly, your awakening. The moment you start to remember who you truly are, you become a threat to the very forces that have worked endlessly to keep humanity asleep. Your awakening is not just a personal journey. It is a direct challenge to the system that feeds off unconscious souls. This is why everything in your life has been designed to keep you from reaching this moment. Every obstacle, every hardship, every moment of self-doubt has not been random. It has been carefully placed to test you, to see if you will break before you fully remember. Negative forces do not work the way most people think. They do not appear as obvious enemies. They work through the people around you, the relationships you invest in, and the situations that shape your reality. They push doubt into your mind, confusion into your path, and distraction into your purpose. This is why so many of the 144,000 feel isolated, misunderstood, and exhausted. Every time you start moving in the right direction, something happens to pull you away. A sudden crisis, a toxic connection, a deep emotional wound that reopens just when you thought you had healed. This is not coincidence. It is an attack designed to make you second-guess yourself, to keep you from realizing that the very struggles you face are proof of who you are. Spiritual attacks increase when you get too close to the truth. Have you noticed how, just when you feel like you're making progress, something comes along to shake your foundation? The world around you may seem to turn against you. People may doubt you, or you may even doubt yourself. This is the system trying to pull you back in, using fear and confusion as weapons. The illusion is fragile, and those who enforce it know this. They cannot stop the 144,000 from awakening, but they can make the process as painful and difficult as possible. They use emotions, attachments, and past traumas against you, hoping that you will choose comfort over truth, distraction over purpose. But what they don't realize is that every attack only pushes you further toward your awakening. The more resistance you face, the more certain you can be that you are on the right path. The 144,000 are not just individuals scattered across the earth. They are the final key to breaking this system. Once enough of them awaken, the illusion that has held humanity in a cycle of suffering will collapse. This is why the attacks have intensified, why the distractions have multiplied. Those in control know their time is running out. They know that when the 144,000 fully step into their power, the cycle of reincarnation, the false light, and the entire illusion will begin to break. They are afraid of you, not because of what you might do in the physical world, but because of what your awakening means for the entire system. They know that once you remember, truly remember, there will be nothing they can do to stop what comes next. The DNA codes that can free you. Your DNA is not like everyone else's. It carries something ancient, something powerful, a dormant code that was never meant to be activated. Hidden within you are sequences of information that go beyond what science understands. This is not just biological, it is spiritual. These codes are the reason you feel different, why you have always sensed that there is more to this world than what people see. They hold the key to your true identity, and once fully awakened, they will break the cycle that has kept you trapped in reincarnation. But this knowledge has been deliberately hidden from you, buried under layers of programming designed to suppress your true nature. For thousands of years, the system has worked to corrupt and shut down these codes. The air you breathe, the food you eat, the signals around you, all of it is designed to interfere with your DNA's awakening. Frequencies have been manipulated to keep you in a low vibrational state, ensuring that your energy remains fragmented and disconnected. Every system in this world, from education to religion to entertainment, has been structured to prevent you from remembering. It is no accident that society discourages questioning, critical thinking, or deep spiritual exploration. Those in power know that if the 144,000 truly awaken, the entire illusion collapses. Yet despite all efforts to suppress you, your DNA is reawakening. You have likely noticed strange signs, recurring numbers, moments of deep recognition when encountering certain symbols or sounds. These are not coincidences. They are triggers, reminders placed in your path to unlock what was sealed away. Certain frequencies, sounds, and even light energy can reactivate these codes, bringing back memories that were erased between lifetimes. The more you pay attention, the more you will notice synchronicities aligning in ways that defy logic. This is proof that your DNA is responding, that it is waking up despite the forces working against it. But why do they fear this so much? Because once your DNA is fully activated, you become immune to the reincarnation trap. You no longer generate the energy they need to sustain their system. You no longer respond to the false light that deceives souls into returning. Your vibration shifts to a frequency that is beyond their control, and once enough of the 144,000 reach this state, the entire structure that has enslaved humanity will begin to collapse. They cannot allow this to happen, which is why the attacks on your mind, body, and spirit have intensified. They are desperate to keep you asleep, but the codes are unlocking, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. The great illusion, breaking free from the cycle. Everything you see, hear, and experience in this world is part of a carefully constructed illusion. It is not real in the way you have been led to believe. It is an energetic projection, a dense layer of false reality designed to keep you asleep, looping through the same experiences lifetime after lifetime. The moment you begin to question it, you feel the resistance. The world itself pushes back, trying to force you back into its programmed path. But the deeper truth is this: what you think of as reality is not reality at all. It is a prison for your consciousness, created to keep you from realizing your true nature. Time itself is part of the illusion. You experience past, present, and future as separate, linear events, but they are actually happening all at once. Your past selves, your future selves. They all exist simultaneously, influencing each other in ways your mind struggles to comprehend. This is why déjà vu feels so unsettling, why dreams sometimes reveal things before they happen. These are glimpses outside of the illusion, cracks in the system that remind you that you are not just a single being moving forward in time. You are infinite, existing beyond time itself. But the system does everything it can to keep you locked into the illusion of linear existence, because the moment you realize time is an illusion, you begin to see the rest of the deception as well. One of the biggest lies ever told is that you reincarnate to learn lessons or repay karma. This is a trap, a way to keep you voluntarily returning again and again. If you believe you have unfinished business, that you owe a debt from a past life, or that you must keep coming back to improve yourself, then you willingly step back into the cycle. But what if karma itself was never meant to be a punishment, but a program designed to keep souls recycling through the same experiences? What if the debts you think you must pay were never real to begin with? The truth is, the cycle continues because you believe it must. The moment you stop believing in the illusion of karma and self-imposed debt, the cycle loses its hold on you. Every aspect of reality as you know it has been crafted to keep your consciousness trapped. The systems of control, governments, religions, education, social structures, are not about guidance or wisdom. They are about ensuring that you never question the nature of the world itself. If you are too busy struggling, too caught up in survival, fear, or attachment to material existence, then you will never stop to consider that everything you have been told is a lie. And that is exactly how the system remains intact. But once you begin to see through it, you gain power over it. The illusion can no longer hold you because its strength lies in your belief that it is real. The only way out is to shift your perception. Your mind is the key, the one thing that can either keep you locked in the cycle or break you free from it. The moment you stop accepting the world as it has been presented to you, the illusion starts to unravel. The cracks widen and the control weakens. This is why awakening is so difficult, because it requires undoing everything you have ever believed. But once you see the truth, there is no going back. The system no longer has power over you, and you begin to remember what was hidden all along. You were never meant to be trapped here. You were meant to escape and help others do the same. The final awakening. What happens next? Something is happening, and you can feel it deep within your being. The world around you is shifting in ways that can't be explained by logic or science. The 144,000 are beginning to awaken at the same time, and this is not random. It was always meant to happen this way. A powerful force is pulling them toward their true purpose, as if an unseen signal has activated something dormant within their souls. For lifetimes, the awakening has been slow, scattered, and easily suppressed, but now everything is accelerating. The system that has kept souls trapped for so long is starting to fracture, and those who once had control are losing their grip. This is why you feel the urgency, why you sense that something big is coming. The energy of the planet itself is changing, vibrating at a frequency it hasn't reached for thousands of years. This shift is making it harder for the reincarnation trap to function as it once did. For the first time, the cycle is weakening, and those who have been forced to return again and again are beginning to remember. You may have already noticed the signs: strange synchronicities, a deep feeling of déjà vu, or moments where reality itself seems to glitch, as if revealing the cracks in the illusion. These glitches are not coincidences. They are evidence that the cycle is breaking. The false reality that has kept you asleep is dissolving, and with it, the chains that bound you to endless lifetimes. As the awakening intensifies, two paths will emerge. Some of the 144,000 will ascend beyond this realm, breaking free from the illusion completely. They will no longer be bound by the laws of this world, no longer subject to the forces that once controlled them. They will transition to a higher state of existence, one that exists outside of time, outside of the physical constraints of reincarnation. But not all will leave. Some will choose to stay, not because they have to, but because they know their mission is not yet complete. These souls will remain behind to help rebuild, to guide those who are still trapped, and to plant the seeds for a new reality. The final event is approaching, and when it happens, the entire world will change overnight. The shift will not be gradual. It will be instant, like a flash of light that resets everything. The illusion will collapse, and those who are ready will see the truth with absolute clarity. No more doubts, no more deception, no more forgetting. It will be a moment of reckoning, a moment where every soul will have to make a choice, to wake up or to remain in the illusion. For the 144,000, this moment has been written in their souls since the beginning. They knew it would come, even if they forgot along the way. Now, as the final awakening unfolds, everything is aligning exactly as it was always meant to. This is the moment they have been waiting for. Your role in the prophecy. You were never just another soul drifting through existence. You came here with a purpose, a mission woven into the very fabric of your being. Even if you have doubted it at times, even if the world has tried to convince you otherwise, there has always been a deeper knowing inside of you. That knowing is awakening now, louder than ever, urging you to remember. Every challenge, every moment of confusion, every struggle you have faced was not random. It was all preparing you for this moment. You are not just here to witness the shift. You are here to help create it. The role you play is more important than you realize, and the time has come to fully embrace it. Your dreams have been whispering to you, showing glimpses of lives you don't consciously remember, yet feel so familiar. The symbols, the faces, the places, they are pieces of a puzzle, guiding you back to your true path. Your intuition is sharper than ever, pulling you towards certain choices, warning you when something isn't right. These are not coincidences. They are your soul's way of communicating, trying to break through the illusion and remind you of what you already know deep inside. Every sign you've seen, every feeling you couldn't explain, every moment of déjà vu has been leading up to this. You are waking up because the world needs you awake. The more you resist your purpose, the heavier life feels. You may have noticed that when you try to follow a path that isn't meant for you, nothing flows. Doors close, energy drains, and you feel lost. This is because you were never meant to live an ordinary life. The moment you try to fit into the illusion, it pushes back, because your soul came here to break the system, not to be trapped by it. The harder you cling to the old world, the more painful it becomes. But the moment you step into your true role, everything shifts. Energy returns. Synchronicities multiply. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right knowledge begin to appear. The universe itself starts guiding you, because you are finally walking the path you were always meant to. When you reclaim your power, something incredible happens. The reincarnation cycle loses its grip on you. The very thing that has kept you trapped for lifetimes can no longer control you. You start to remember not just who you are, but what you are capable of. The illusion no longer holds the same weight, and you see reality for what it truly is. The forces that once controlled your existence cannot touch you anymore, because you are no longer playing by their rules. You are operating on a higher level, one where the past no longer dictates your future, and where the cycles of karma and suffering dissolve. This is your moment. Everything you have experienced, everything you have felt has led you here. The truth is no longer hidden, and you are no longer the same person who once questioned their purpose. You are ready now, in a way you never have been before. The mission you once volunteered for is unfolding before your eyes, and for the first time in a long time, you finally remember why you are here.